Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We're doing a playthrough today with Lapras, the transportation Pokemon. I named it Nessie, because it looks like Loch Ness Monster. I named our rival Scotty. I probably honestly should have named our Pokemon Glacier, and maybe the rival should have been like Titanic or something. We win this first battle pretty handily. Even though he's grass type, he has no real good moves against us. And we have a stab water move, so we handle our rival pretty well. So let's dive into the stats of this Pokemon as we go through Bug Forest. HP is 130, attack is 85, defense is 80, special is 95, and speed is 60. So the stats for this Pokemon are fantastic across the board. Very high health, very good attack, pretty decent defense, very good special, garbage speed, but it's okay. We can mitigate the speed. We'll find ways around the speed. That's not a problem. What we will have to do, however, is we'll give some Carbos. And we'll do some other things for the speed, and for the most part, as long as we can, we can take some hits because we got good HP and good defense and good special, so nothing will be super effective against us, so our speed won't be too bad, and we'll also, for the most part, in the early game, we'll outspeed most of what we face in the beginning of the game, so that won't be a problem. Special is great because a lot of our moves are special. I'll go over the moveset here in a little bit, but we get a fantastic set of moves that are all special based, so the high special is extremely useful. And attack isn't great, but we will get one just for type coverage, one good physical damaging move. And yeah, a lot of things with this Pokemon work out very well. They coincide well. This Pokemon's very well designed. The one downside of this Pokemon is it's in what's called the slow level up group. So what that means for us is it takes a lot more experience per level, and not the end of the world. Especially because we do start out with some great moves that mitigate that. But now we're facing our second rival. Second rival comes out with a Pidgey. We have two water guns we kept, and we depleted the power points for the rest of the moves, so we can use Struggle. Struggle with this Pokemon is fantastic because we have very high hit points. At level 9 we have 43. I'm pretty sure at level 9 we only had 24 hit points when we did Magikarp. So, and we move on, we win and move on to Box Gym and face a Million Light Years Trainer. A Diglett and a Sandshrew. Won't be a one-shot for each one, don't know why. But it will not be a one-shot for the Diglett, and it won't be a one-shot on the Sandshrew. Don't know why. We have stab moves. They're rock and ground type. Should be very effective, but not as effective as I'd like. However, we do win. We will level up to level 11, and we get the Brock Wakanda Forever. Both of his Pokemon will be a one-shot, no questions asked. One-hit knockout, and a one-hit knockout. Very good. We beat Brock pretty handily at 6 minutes and 45 seconds, and we move on to Route 2. Route 2, we're going to go over our moveset, because all these battles are pretty trivial. Nothing here is going to give us any problems. Water Gun is what we start the game with. Water Gun is a 40 base power move. It's 100% accurate. It is also a stab move. So with that, it becomes a 60 base power move, and this is a move that works well with our special stat. Growl is a move we get as well. It doesn't really come in handy very much. It can lower the opposite's attack stat, and that's pretty much all it can do. Sing is a 55% accurate move that can put the opposition to sleep, which only comes in handy really with one or two battles. Beyond that, not really effective. Okay, Mist, don't use Mist. It's not useful at all. Basically, I think it just stops conditions or whatever. I'm actually looking up right now. So Mist in Generation 1, Mist protects the user from having its stats decrease. Okay, so it kind of works like a guard spec. Okay, awesome. Giovanni would love this move. Body Slam is a 85 base power normal move. It's physical damage, so it'll help with some tight coverage. Very powerful. It also can make the opposition paralyzed. So very useful move. Confuse Ray is not useful. It is a good move because it does 100% accurate on confusion. However, we don't need it because we have such good type coverage. Ice Beam is a 95 base power, 100% accurate stab move, so it's actually 148 base power. Very powerful move. Bread and butter with this Pokemon, and Hyper Beam or Hydro Pump is horrible because it is 120 base power, but it's 80% accurate, so I never feel like this move is effective. And if you need to go water, just do Surf. It's much better. So moving on to our TM moveset, now that we're in Mount Moon, I'm going to go on the left side. I have them backwards, and I didn't realize that till right now, so it's fine though. Thunderbolt is a 95 base power electric move that'll help us with some type coverage. Some flying Pokemon, water type, very effective, and obviously there's a Gyarados in this game. You got to fight at least two of them, so very effective against him. And it's a very good move because it works well with our stab. Or I'm sorry, a special stat. Thunder is a more powerful version of that, but less accurate, so I don't like to use it. Psychic is a 90 base power Psychic move, 100% accurate. Very good for some type coverage. We have a Poison Gym, we have Agatha. This move is great to work with our stats. And our special's good, so it works well with our special, but it gives us a lot of good type coverage. Mimic is a move we will use to help Mimic a move in Elite Four. We don't have a stat modifying move, so we can't like boost our stats if we need to. Mimic will help us do that in Elite Four if needed. I don't think it will be needed, but if it's needed, it'll be useful there. Double Team's outlawed. Reflect is not going to be used at all. It can be used, but it's not. Bide does have a use, and you'll see it here in a little bit. Skull Bash, not useful. Rest, Psywave, Substitute, Surf, and Strength, not useful. Surf can be useful. It's a very good stab move because it's 95 base power. Yeah, 95 base power. With Stab, it's like 148. But Water type, you can't delete it. So if I have a better move or something I need for type coverage, I can't delete that move. So it's kind of pointless to have. It really is a hindrance to have it. Toxic, on the right side, Toxic, Horn Drill won't be used. Body Slam, we've already talked about that via level up, but we get it via TM as well. So if we want to use it, we can. So we have the ability to delete a move and then re-add it later. Takedown and Double Edge are not useful. Bubble Beam is an upgrade over Water Gun. Water Gun, 40 base power. With Stab, it's 60. Bubble Beam is 60 base power. With Stab, it's 90. So a very powerful move to get early after we beat Misty's Gym. And it's 100% accurate, so it's a very useful move. Ice Beam is the bread and butter of this Pokemon. Ice Beam is a 95 base power ice move. With our Stab, it is a 145 base power. 148 base power, I'm sorry. And it's 100% accurate. And we are Ice type, and we have good special. So it's a special move, so it does very well. Also, we get Blizzard, which I don't know how well Blizzard is going to be used because Blizzard's not as accurate as Ice Beam. It's very powerful, 120, and then with Stab it's 180. So very useful, very powerful. I just don't know how much we're going to need it. If Ice Beam's so effective, go with the sure thing, not the risk. It would provide more damage, but it's a risk. And then the rest of the moves we're not going to use. Ice Beam, Hyper Beam is very powerful, but we'd have to go to the Rocket Game Corner to do it. And though it wouldn't cost any time, because that is one of our rules of where we can pause the game, I'm not going to get it. We have Body Slam, there's no point. If we had no other moves and we didn't have an option, I would go for that, but we have options. Rage, it'd be great if we had it early, but with our attack stat, but we don't have Rage early, so there's kind of no point. Solar Beam, I don't know why this Pokemon gets Solar Beam. It's pretty cool that it gets it, I guess. It does give some type coverage if you needed to use Solar Beam in a pinch, but there's nothing in Elite Four where it's effective. It's 120 base power, 100% accurate. I just don't see the point in it, especially in the later battles in Elite Four. You just have better move coverage. And then Dragon Rage is the final move we can get. I just learned recently where you can get this. I've never bought this TM before. You can get it at the Rocket Game Corner. I won't use it with this Pokemon, but it's going to be very useful in a future playthrough. I was researching some things on Aerodactyl, and it looks like Dragon Rage might be one of its moves you're going to have to get. So that's going to come in handy. So, yep, this Pokemon is got a very broad moveset. One of its biggest benefits is its move diversity. And we are into our last battle against a Super Nerd protecting his fossil. So go ahead and watch that battle here. And I'm sure we'll zoom out here in a second, and you'll be able to actually see the battle a little bit better. If you're watching on a TV, you'll see it fine. If you're watching on a phone, you should still be able to see it. I can see it on my phone when I watch these. So, one-hit knockout, and we got a two-shot on the coughing. Very good. We beat the Super Duper Nerd, and we grab the Dome Fossil. All hail the Dome Fossil. And we move on to Misty's Gym. Now, Misty's Gym doesn't provide a lot of problems for us, because water type moves are not going to do much to us. Look, I did 2 damage. We are a little stronger, so we are doing a little bit more, and our special's higher than all these Pokemon, so we're doing a little bit more with our water moves. But Tackle doesn't do much from Shelter, and it does, it chip us down eventually, but we're just too powerful for it to do anything. And the only Pokemon I see could really do something is this Goldeen. Goldeen can use Supersonic and confuse us. Also can use Peck, and I think Peck would probably do a decent amount of damage. But our water gun is doing, I think it's doing about like a fifth, maybe a little less than a fifth. But we get the win. So we go heal real quick just to be safe. We come back to face Misty. Now Misty is not going to be super hard because she has good AI. So what it tells us, what good AI tells her to do, is don't use a water move, because I'm a water Pokemon, it's going to be ineffective. So, Staryu and Starmie will not use Water Gun or Bubble Beam. They will use X Defend and Tackle. That's it. That's all they're going to use via attack. So we put Staryu to sleep just to, you know, minimize the amount of damage it can do with Tackle, and to have as much health we can going into the next stat. So we don't learn Miss. We don't need the Everlasting Guard spec. And Starmie comes out, and we're going to use Bide. So what Bide does is whenever Bide's initiated, whatever damage Starmie does to me, we will deal back double. And because she's only used Tackle, and because we have decent defense, Tackle won't do enough to knock us out unless we really screw this move up. But we get the knockout, and we're moving on to our third rival fight. Our third rival fight, he's starting to broaden his team a little bit, but Abra's still useless. Bubble Beam will not be a one-shot on the Pidgeotto, I'm sorry. But it will be on the next battle, you'll see. Abra, nothing happens here. We don't really have a good physical move to work on Abra, so we're just going to use Water Gun and Bubble Beam. Water Gun's a one-shot on the Rattata. And then Bulbasaur, we're going to use Sing, and we're going to put him to sleep and use Bubble Beam just to make sure we can knock him out. It's going to be a 3-shot. He does seed us, but it doesn't matter. We beat our third rival fight, and we move on to Nugget Bridge. Now, Nugget Bridge, I usually talk about a couple things. One thing I'm going to talk about is what are the strengths and weaknesses of this Pokemon. Well, what is a perceived weakness is its level up, or its growth rate, which is slow growth rate, but it doesn't really hinder us in this because we start out with such a good moveset and the typing of the gym leader, so it doesn't really showcase itself in this playthrough very well. It might showcase it in like another playthrough if I did like Pokemon Gold or something like that. It might showcase it there. The other thing that's supposed to be a hindrance is its speed, but as you're watching, there's not a lot of things that outspeed us. So we do pretty good on the speed part, so that doesn't hurt us too bad. It will hurt us here and eventually, and you'll see it, but for the most part, it doesn't really showcase itself as a huge hindrance for us. Okay, those are two real weaknesses of this Pokemon. Okay, beyond that, the strengths of this Pokemon. Well, you saw its diverse move pool. So we have a lot of type coverage. We have an electric move that covers flying and water. We have a psychic move that covers poison and ghost. Okay. We have an ice move that covers like grass, flying, dragon, rock, everything pretty much under the sun it covers. And then Body Slam helps us cover the psychic Pokemon that have high special but low defense. So a very well broad move set. It coincides very well with this Pokemon's stats. This Pokemon synergizes extremely well. Okay, and though we have a slow growth rate, we are progressing very good. We are 21 minutes, and we've gotten 2 of our badges, and we're well on our way to get our 4th badge. And so the next part I want to do, and I do this in most of my videos, I forgot to do it last video because there's so much going on with Magikarp and Gyarados, is I want to give a shout out to a couple of the YouTubers. So there are 2 YouTubers, or well 3 specifically, that kind of got me into playing Pokemon as a YouTuber. One is JRose11. He does his playthroughs are different. All of our playthroughs are a little different. No one here does exactly the same way. So, but JRose11 got me into it. He does his where he'll fight the same battle 100 times, but because he saves with the in-game saver and resets it every time, it doesn't change his actual speed time. My playthroughs are different. If you waste that much time on one battle, you could really eat up a lot of time. Earlier playthroughs I've done, if you go back and look at my early channel, I did that a little bit. Not that much, but enough that it was a problem. I had to modify my approach. Another one that got me into this was Scott's Thoughts. Scott's Thoughts is very analytical. I kind of model mine more after his. He does a little bit more of looking up, a little bit of research before the playthrough. That's what forced me. That's why I do the prediction video. It forced me to do some research on the Pokemon. You also have another YouTuber named Mah-Dry-Bread. He also I always just watched him. I never actually followed him. Now I follow him, and now I really enjoy his videos. There's a couple other ones out there I'll give a shout out to. Van Man does very good Gen 1 content. Gym Leader Matt integrates Pokemon from other generations into Gen 1, which is pretty cool. KangaskDan does some analytics of the game and a couple playthroughs. HiddenJim does a lot of Versus series. And then MandJTV, he actually talks about Pokemon more than he plays it. But it's not bad. It's pretty good, and his breakdowns are pretty cool as well. He does like gym leader scenarios and like gives them more teams. And then the last 2, SmithPlays Pokemon and Squidgy, do a lot of Gen 2 content. SmithPlays, his is like really unique. Like he started off like, what would it be like if you started off in Pallet Town with one of the 3 starters in Gen 2, and you had to fight Kanto in Gen 2. And so everything starts out at like all the gym leaders are super high level, but you have no Pokemon you can grind on. And then Squidgy does very good Gen 2 content. I've learned a lot about Gen 2 from Squidgy, and I've learned a lot about Gen 3 from another one named Eggsceptional. I recommend watch both of them. They do exceptional content on Gen 2. I learned so much about both of Gen 2 and Gen 3 from those two guys. Squidgy does Gen 2. He'll probably jump to Gen 3 or something in the future. And we're getting Body Slam right now. So while I'm talking about other YouTubers, let's get back to our YouTube. So we get Body Slam, the level up move, and we also get Body Slam the TM. The irony is great. So right now we're about to come save. And the good news about getting Body Slam right before Body Slam the move, right before Body Slam the TM, is I can save Body Slam the TM in case I need to delete a move in the future, so I can delete a move in the future. So now we are facing our fourth rival fight. He comes out with Pidgeotto, one shot on the Eradicate. We one shot the Kadabra, and Body Slam is not going to be a one shot. We do get seeded, but nothing really happens there. And we move on to Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge is a risk because Lieutenant Surge is electric type. We are slow, and electric Pokemon are very fast. So this is an example where if you don't get the knockout, and you can keep doing this over and over again. You can eat up a lot of time. So we came in here about 27 minutes. Okay, so Raichu one-shot us. Dang. Okay, so now we got to go back to a reset, and we're gonna try it again. Okay, so we've wasted 30 seconds because we got knocked out once. So we're looking for some decent RNG, but you can't always do that. At some point, we'd have to move on with the game and just circle back and do it when I know it's a for sure easy victory. Raichu, as long as Raichu doesn't go for Thunderbolt, actually we survive, but he's going to go for Thundershock, okay, knock us out again. So this is our third attempt, and we've already wasted pretty much a whole minute waiting to see a better outcome than what we've had before. So in this playthrough, we can get multiple minutes wasting our time with Lieutenant Surge the Trash Man. This is the one time he has an edge on us. We outsped, or if we just went for Thundershock, we'd be fine. X speed, we win the game. We win the battle. Very good. RNG, his AI is stupid. Okay? So now we're moving on to Rock Tunnel, and this is the part of the game as well. I also like to talk about other YouTubers, but I've already done that. So I'm going to go and talk about and narrate some of these battles. I don't get to do that very often. So this Pokemon trainer comes out with 2 Oddishes, 2 Bellsprout. We have Body Slam, we have Bubble Beam, we have Water Gun, and we have Sing. So we are loaded up on good moves for the rest of this game. The one thing I like about this Pokemon is the Pokemon snowballs. It snowballs into good moves, and we also added Thunderbolt. So we have Bubble Beam, Thunderbolt, Body Slam, Sing. That's our moveset right now. There's not a lot of things we're going to come across that's going to give us too many issues. So right there, we just beat that Bug Trainer. This is why I don't narrate a lot of these battles. A lot of these battles end up being like, oh, one hit knockout there, oh, one hit knockout there, oh, another one hit knockout. So that's why I don't narrate a lot of these. Whenever I get tough battles, I do narrate those, especially like the landmark battles. So if you don't know what a landmark battle is, to me, I call that any important fight in the game you have to progress. You have to fight your rival. You have to fight gym leaders. Sometimes a landmark fight is the Boomer, the hiker in here, for example. So tons of trainers that can be roadblocks and can be pains in the butts that I will talk about. But like right now, this Slowpoke, it's going to be a one-shot. It's a knockout. It's very easy. And now we're moving on, and we have a trainer that should give us problems because she has two grass trainers. However, Body Slam will two-shot the one, and will one-shot the Bulbasaur. I think it's going to be a two-shot. I'm trying not to use up all my power points. It's going to be a three-shot. Okay. So we're poisoned. We're going to heal real quick. Let's heal up. Get rid of that poison cure. Potion. Yeah, I should have one antidote somewhere. Yeah, there we go. There's an antidote. We're going to heal up. And we're also should be using a repel here soon. I'm starting to get to the point where I know exactly how much time is going to last until I need to use a repel. So the next trainer we have to fight is Boomer. You have to fight him to get out of here. I call him Boomer because he has 3 Pokemon to go boom. 2 Geodudes and a Graveler, all 3 of them which have self-destruct. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch this battle. It'll be very trivial. Bubble Beam, 1-shot, very good. Bubble Beam, 2-shot, very good. And Bubble Beam, 3-shot. If I haven't mentioned this already, you can look at a bunch of my playthroughs. I have playlists down below. One is like predictions, so if you like watching predictions, see the analytics of the Pokemon, you can go look that up. There's another playlist for playthroughs. So this one's in a playthrough playlist where it's all the playthroughs I've done. You also have, I have some special videos where I've done some challenge videos where I'll give myself some restrictions and try to beat the game. There's that one down there. I have a bunch of shorts as well that I haven't really done shorts in a while. I'll maybe get back to it. I used to make multiple videos a week, but with having children, it makes it a little bit difficult. Okay, so I've got down to 1 video a week. I've tried to been doing 2. I tried to do like a replay video, which is something that I will be doing a little bit more of because we're coming near the end of Generation 1. So I do want to get some replays done. So we're probably going to alternate a replay one week and then a new video, a new Pokemon I haven't played through yet the next week. If you're watching this, we're in Rocket Game Corner, and we're getting a lot of experience in fighting some mandatory trainers we have to fight while I'm talking. I haven't mentioned this yet, but if you can, it would be amazing if you could hit the subscribe button. Don't click the one on the screen, that doesn't work. It's the one down below. Subscribe, like, comment, all those things help this channel get out to other people so they can enjoy it. And if they enjoy it and more people watch, the less I have to actually do my real job and I can do this more, which is what I would love to do. I'd love to put out 5 or 6 videos a week for not just this game, but multiple games. I have so many ideas I want to do, but I gotta get the channel up and going. So your support is very important, and I really do appreciate it. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below, and let me know what you think of the playthrough. So we are about to get to one of the final, one of the boss fights here, one of the real boss fights in this game. Again, I'm accumulating a lot of items because I can sell them and buy carbs and things like that, and calciums and things of that nature. So we got our first battle against Tweedledee. Tweedledee and Tweedledum are the 2 guards that guard Giovanni. I've lately been cutting this battle out, but because the first part of the game went so fast, I thought I'd just give you guys a little more actual playthrough content. We're at level 30. We're 34 minutes in, and we're not getting a lot of resistance from the opposition here. So we're doing very, very good, and we're going to move on to Giovanni. Giovanni, will be a cakewalk. I thought about saving that. That's why I went up and down real quick. So Bubble Beam will be a one-shot. Bubble Beam will also be a one-shot on the Rhyhorn. I'm not going to use Learn Confuse Ray. Bump that move. Let's move on. And Bubble Beam one more time. And, oh, I'm sorry, Ice Beam. I thought Bubble Beam would be the move. Okay, we get the win, doesn't matter. We get the knockout. We beat Giovanni, and we move on to our 5th rival fight. This is the easiest rival fight in the game, in my opinion. We have a broader move set to take care of everything. So we have Thunderbolt to one-shot the Pidgeotto. Very good. Gyarados comes out. Thunderbolt one-shots him. Growlithe comes out. Bubble Beam's a one-shot there. Kadabra should be a one-shot with Body Slam. Ivysaur should be a one-shot. I picked the wrong one for that. That's kind of funny. I just noticed that. I apologize. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. I just picked the wrong graphic for that. So now we're moving on to Erica's Gym. Erica's Gym will be a cakewalk because one, we have Ice Beam. Ice Beam will pretty much one-shot anything in this gym. But what we also have is Body Slam in case we want to do some other things. Do we have Psychic yet? We do not. We have not added Psychic. I'm saving Psychic. Oh, we do need to add Psychic for one of the gyms. Okay, one of the gyms coming up we'll add Psychic for. We don't need to exactly have it in this one. A lot of Pokemon in here are Grass Poison, so having Psychic would be not a decent backup plan. And remember how I said earlier, it's nice to be able to delete a move and be able to add it back. So looking at our moveset, we have Bubble Beam, Thunderbolt, Body Slam, and Ice Beam, right? So the benefit of that moveset right now is I can remove Body Slam, add Psychic, and then we're going to go face Blaine's Gym eventually and need Bubble Beam to knock out Blaine's Gym very fast. Okay? And we can add back Body Slam after we've used Bubble Beam up. We won't need Bubble Beam after Blaine's Gym. So that's the benefit of being able to have the move via level up and then be able to re-add the move if we need to. So we are poisoned right now, and I'm not healing that, and there's a strategy to this. So I'm pretty confident we're going to beat Erica, but I don't like to leave a lot of things to chance. So by being poisoned, Erica cannot come out and put me to sleep. Okay? Since I already have a status condition, you can't do 2. You can't poison someone and put them to sleep at the same time. That'd be great, but you can't do it. So with Erica, I'm leaving myself poisoned. I'm healed, but I'm leaving myself poisoned so that she won't do anything to like put me to sleep or paralyze me. And since I'm going to one-shot everything anyway, I'm really not going to take any damage from poison anyway. So it doesn't matter. It just prevents her from using her sleep strategies on me. So Sleep Strats are solid in Gen 1 for a good reason, but that would have been what could have cost me that battle. So now we moved on to Koga's Gym. Koga's Gym is loaded with a bunch of trainers that are actually psychic Pokemon. I don't know why, but they do. Okay, we're at level 37. We're progressing through here pretty well. We can't use Thunderbolt, just got knocked out. So the couple of trainers in here we are fighting have a lot of Drowsies and Hypnos, and obviously a Kadabra. And I removed Body Slam maybe a smidge too early for this. I think it's because, nope, I know why I moved Body Slam. It's because I had to go through Pokemon Tower. Pokemon Tower required me to have Psychic to get by a bunch of the ghosts. So that's why I probably moved Psychic. Okay. Or probably moved Body Slam. Like I said, this is temporary because we're going to add Body Slam back because Bubble Beam does not work as a great end-game move. It works as a great move, especially because it's stab, but end-game, water moves are not very useful in the Elite Four. Nothing in there is really weak to water except for your rival has two Pokemon it's weak against, Rhyhorn and Growlithe, and then one trainer. That's Bruno with 2 Onyxes. So now we're facing Koga. So the biggest thing with Koga is we got Psychic, so we're going to one-shot everything. Now the question is, do we one-shot, or maybe not one-shot the Muck, but Muck is a 2-shot. Do we one-shot the Weezing? And if we don't, can we survive a explosion or a self-destruct? We don't need to worry about that. Perfect. We got a critical hit with a slow Pokemon, so that's nice. And we move on to Blaine's Gym. So Blaine's Gym, it's not going to be super difficult. It's just about managing power points. Bubble Beam will pretty much one-shot most things in this gym, except for maybe some high power like Ninetales or whatever, and Rapidash. I've been thinking about doing a playthrough, by the way. It's a versus series where you have two-stage Pokemon in Gen 1 that are Fire type. You have three two-stage Pokemon that are Fire type. You have Arcanine, Ninetales, and Ponyta. Kind of want to do a versus series with the 3 of them. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. That's something I've been thinking about doing for a while. And yeah, I think it'd be fun. Just start out with Vulpix, Arcanine, and Rapidash. You don't have to worry about evolving them. You don't have to worry about anything like that. Just start off with the strongest version of themselves. A couple other Pokemon I want to do that with. A couple more versus series that I've been contemplating on. Kind of want to mix that in while we start Generation 2. So that's a little further down the line, but I'm excited about doing it. And like I said, we're going to be doing some replays. So I got some replay videos I've been planning to do for a while. I stopped doing them because I just didn't have the time. And with the new editing software I have, it takes a little more time to edit because it's more crisp and more clean, I guess is the best way to put it. So that's what we're waiting on. That's what is preventing me from doing more than one video a week right now, other than the prediction video. So yeah, the next video I will be doing, and you're hearing this right now, will be Spearow. I need to do a redo of Spearow, get him a better time. I've done a couple other Pokemon, early stage Pokemon, and I think it's time to get Spearow a little bit of time done. And yes, if you know what's coming up next in my channel, because it's very easy to know what video is next. It's to go through the Pokédex and look at what video is next, and then what Pokemon is next is Ditto. And because I just came off a short vacation, I have a little bit more limited time. So what I think I'm going to do is do Spearow, knock it out, and that'll give me more time to work on this. So we face Blaine, and we're going to demolish his team. We do not outspeed the Ponyta, which means we're not going to outspeed the Rapidash. So you got to be very careful that Fire Spin is a move that Rapidash will do. It'll just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and it can heal while it happens. So this could be scary for us, but as long as it doesn't, it's not a very accurate move. And then Arcanine comes out, doesn't do much to us. We knock him out. Blaine's pretty much a cakewalk for this Pokemon because of our type advantage. And we move on to our 6th rival fight in Silphco. The 6th rival fight is teams pretty well rounded at this point. Pidgeot will be one shot with Ice Beam. Kadabra will come out and Gyarados come out and be a one shot with Thunderbolt. Growlithe will come out. See, we don't have Bubble Beam anymore. Okay, we got rid of that and got Body Slam. Body Slam will be a 2-shot on the Alakazam, so that just leaves one Pokemon left. Do we take no damage? We take absolutely no damage when we're dealing with this. So this Pokemon is just wrecking this team. And right there, I think we actually got our second Lapras. We got our second Lapras. So now we're facing Giovanni. and we should one-shot his entire team. Maybe not the Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan's pretty bulky. Nope, we do get the one-shot on the Kangaskhan. One-shot on the Rhyhorn, and do we one-shot the Nidoqueen? No damage taken for the last two whatever trainers. And now we're facing Sabrina and her whip. And Sabrina, as long as we can get Body Slam off, we'll be fine. Now the problem with Sabrina is all of her Pokemon are fast, and even just now, Kadabra just outsped me. And I'm pretty sure he disabled my Body Slam, so I can't use Body Slam now. And I really wish I could use like a setup move, but I can't because I don't have any. So Psychic, or Ice Beam will be a 2-shot on the Venomoth. We do get paralyzed and seated, so that's not fun. And Alakazam can come out and wreck us if we just can't get a good attack off. So he goes for 2 moves. He goes for Psywave and Reflect, does nothing. We get the knockout. Close call there. Honestly, close call. One of the closest calls I've had. So now we're moving on to Giovanni's gym. The ground type gym. It's got a decent amount of trainers in here. We're at level 45. We're 49 minutes into this. So we're coming close to our prediction time. I predicted this to be between 55 minutes and an hour. So what this is going to do for us is we're going to get this win pretty quickly. And once we get this win, we're going to go face Giovanni, and then we got to go face the Elite or rival and then our Elite Four. Okay? So that should be all she wrote. We don't need extra experience with this Pokemon. Okay? We don't need the extra experience points. We're going to save real quick. And then we're going to face Giovanni. Giovanni's team is actually pretty solid. I actually like his team. However, it's not as diverse coverage-wise as it can be. With the Nidos, you can cover so much stuff with it, and we don't learn Hydro Pump, and I'll explain that why earlier. And so we just got badge boosted there. Our attack stat went down, but our special just went up because Diglett growled us, or Dugtrio growled us. So Rhydon should be a one-shot. Ba-boom, knock out Giovanni, and we're moving on to our rival fight. So our rival is going to come out with the Pidgeot, of course, as usual. Okay, and now we're going to go for an Ice Beam. Ice Beam will one-shot because it's stabbed. Okay, Rhyhorn's going to come out, and what I'm going to try to bait Rhyhorn into doing is using like a Tail Whip or something, so that we can get a little bit of the badge boost. It's going to boost our attack and our special. So I knock it out, and it didn't get what I wanted. However, Thunderbolt knocks out the Gyarados. Growlithe comes out, and I'm going to go for Ice Beam on the Growlithe. Very good. Alakazam comes out. Body Slam does not one-shot. Don't know why, but it does not one-shot. And the last one, Venusaur, Ice Beam. Vine Whip doesn't do squat to me. Ice Beam is a 2-shot, and we freeze them, and we get the knockout. Very good. So we're moving into Elite Four at about 53 minutes. So let's look at the stats of this Pokemon real quick. Stats of this Pokemon real quick. Attack stat is 136, solid. Defense is 133, solid. Speed is over 100, so that's good. There's a lot of things without speed in Elite Four with a speed over 100. And special is 149, which is great because it coincides with a lot of our attacks, or with a lot of our moves. So the move set we have, let's go ahead and see the move set real quick. And Body Slam, Thunderbolt, Psychic, Ice Beam. A lot of coverage here, and you'll see why. And we're going to steamroll through the Elite Four. We get this done in under an hour. So we're at 53 minutes and 3 seconds. The timer is paused just because I'm going over this with you. So a lot of coverage here. We still have a couple moves we can add. We still add Blizzard if we need to. We can still add Mimic if we need to. So let's go ahead and take on the Elite Four, and let's see what we got here. So Elite Four, and yeah, here we go. Elite Four. I'm going to start the timer back up. Very good. And now we're going to take on Lorelei. We're saving. We really don't need to save here. Lorelei's got nothing that's really going to affect us unless she freezes us, which can happen. But here we go. Lorelei comes out with a Dugong. Dugong will be a one-shot with Thunderbolt. Very good. Moving on to Cloyster. Cloyster will Dugong will be a one-shot? It will be. Those two can be tricky. Slowbro. We paralyze it, almost knocking it out. It heals, but we knock it out anyway. Jinx, I'm going to go for Body Slam. It's not a one-shot. Does not make sense to me why it's not a one-shot. Her defense is so low. Lapras, last Pokemon, we get it paralyzed. It goes for Body Slam. Body Slam does nothing. And we beat Lorelei pretty handily. Barely taking any damage. And Bruno is so bad, we're just going to go ahead and face Bruno right away. We're not even going to give him a chance. We're going to have to heal. Okay, so Onyx going to come out, and we're going to go for Ice Beam. Knockout. Very good. One shot. Very good. Hitmonchan comes out. Psychic. One shot. Very good. Hitmonlee comes out. Psychic. Awesome. Very good. He's going to bring out his other Onyx, which I don't know why you use Onyx. Onyx is horrible. Okay. Machamp comes out. Psychic. not a one-shot. We do Leer, which does boost our attack. It doesn't matter. And we move on to Agatha. We're going to go ahead and heal for Agatha. Agatha can be tricky. You have the Agatha lottery coming up. The Agatha lottery, she can confuse you, paralyze you, put you to sleep, and poison you. Confuse you, paralyze you, put you to sleep. Yeah, that's all of them. Okay. I thought maybe I said the wrong thing. But we actually have a good move against Agatha. We didn't have a good move against Agatha last playthrough with Gyarados, but we have a pretty solid one here. The one we have here is Psychic. Psychic may not one-shot, but it'll be very effective against Gengar. And it does work well with our attack stats. So Gengar tries to go for Hypnosis, doesn't work. We knock it out. Very good. Moving on to Golbat. We're going to go for Ice Beam. It's a stab move, so I figured it would be a one-shot for sure. Psychic, not a one-shot, but we get her into a heal loop. Very good. Arbok will be a one-shot with Psychic as well. So now we have the last Gengar, who can't put us to sleep, but it can use Nightshade in case we're not doing a lot of damage. Very good. Psychic knocks it out. And we move on. We beat Agatha. And we move on to Lance, the Dragon Trainer. And Lance can be tricky, but with this Pokemon, it's not going to be tricky at all. The reason why it's not going to be tricky is we are Ice type and we have Ice Beam. So we also have Thunderbolt, take care of Gyarados. Every Pokemon this guy has, we have something to counter it. Okay? We absolutely do. So Gyarados comes out. Thunderbolt on the Gyarados. One-hit knockout, very good. Dragonair. Dragonair is pretty fast, so they might actually outspeed me, but we get the one-shot there. One-shot there. Aerodactyl is extremely fast, so we may not even go first against him. He gets a takedown in, not bad, but we get the knockout anyway. And Dragonite will get the knockout in one hit as well. So Lance really is not any, it doesn't provide any resistance at all. So we beat Lance, and now we are going into the final fight. So we beat the entire Elite Four except for the rival in less than 3 minutes. So that's fantastic with this Pokemon. And I'm just giving the last two rare candies, there we go, to the Pokemon to see what the maximum level we can get. Okay, we're going to remove Psychic and get Mimic. Psychic doesn't really affect anything that the opposition has. And so we're just going to use Mimic. So, and right now I'm thinking about adding Blizzard. I think I just abandon it because I think Ice Beam's doing so well. It's more reliable. I just don't want to just worry about it. So we decide not to do that, and I'm wasting time with this. Come on. Come on. And so I give all my power points. I give up some of my power point, the PP ups, to some moves so I can have just in case I need it. Power points restored. Full heal restored. Very good. We are ready. Let's go ahead and save this bad boy and go beat the rival. Probably could have beat the rival in under 57 minutes if I wouldn't have messed around with my moveset and things like that. But here we go with our final our rival fight. So Pidgeot comes out. We're going to go for Ice Beam. It's a one-shot. Very good. Alakazam comes out. Nothing Alakazam can do to me. Really, he can't really do anything to me anyway. So we're going to go for Recover just in case. Just in case we need to. Okay? Ice Beam is not a one-shot. He's going to go for Side Beam. So this is why I wanted Recover. And we can go for Recover on Rhydon because it basically lets him do a couple things to us. I'm going to do this a couple times. And hopefully does Leer. Leer boosts our stats, which is what I wanted. And I did it one more time. Tail Whip also boosts our stats, which is what I wanted. The Badge Boost glitch at work. And now we're going to steamroll and finish off the rest of his team without even taking a lick of damage. Ice Beam. Oh, maybe we will take a lick of damage. We got licked by Ember. My bad. And then the final Pokemon, Venusaur. One hit. One shot, one kill, we knock it out, and I'm just clicking. I know we're gonna get this in under an hour and 59 minutes, but I want to see if we can get it done in under 58 minutes and 30 seconds. So that's what we're trying to do here, maybe even 20 seconds. So see if we can get this done. Okay, good job, Lapras, level 64, nice. And yeah, that's what we did. We got this game beat with a slow Pokemon, a Pokemon in the slow level up rate, in 58 minutes and 19 seconds. Fantastic playthrough. Let me just go ahead and get there we go. That's the rest of the text. So, what are my thoughts on this? Well, I think in the future, and I've actually watched another YouTuber do this, so I may do it in the future. Scott's thoughts. He played through this live and tried to get the playthrough of this Pokemon like 46. I think I got done like 46 minutes. I'm sure I can save off some time if I have to. I thought a little bit more extra battles than I needed to, just because I wasn't sure about some things. But this Pokemon did a fantastic job. Amazing job. Great type coverage. The only downside really is the speed, but I don't think it really affected us other than maybe Lance. Or I'm not Lance, I'm sorry. Lieutenant Surge. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like I said, the next playthrough was supposed to be Diglett. I'm not Diglett, Ditto. Ditto is going to be a tough playthrough, and it's going to take a lot of time for me to actually film it, like actually play the game first. So I'm going to do Spearow. Spearow will not take as long, okay? And then after I do Spearow, I'll have a lot of extra time because Spearow will take very easy to do, very easy to edit, fast. And then I will be doing Ditto. So this next week will be a Spearow replay, Spearow to Fearow, okay? And then we'll do Ditto after that. And I'm probably going to alternate replay, new video, solo run, whatever, from now until the end of the Pokédex. Because I don't exactly have the time to do some of the other videos I want to do. I'm going to do a couple Versus series that I just got jotted down my ideas for Versus series, but I don't exactly have the time to do it. I do work over 44 hours a week, and I have 2 kids, I have a wife, I have 2 cats, so I got a lot of time dedicated. I literally do this between like 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. and sometimes my daughter's up. She's a crier. She wakes up, she needs a bottle, whatever. So that is why I'm deciding to do it that way. If you're not happy about it, I'm sorry. You know, more people follow this, I can do this full time, and I don't have to worry about having to squeeze it into 3-hour windows every morning. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below about the playthrough, and everyone have a good one, and see ya.